From the Journal of Sir Handelian Gregoria. It has been written that wars are won before the first sword is smithed. I may even know the one that coined the phrase. Because a true strategist knows that steel alone cannot change the minds and hearts of the many. Nay, those deeds are burden only for the courageous and worthy few. And so, through fire and solitude, through ambition and regret, through blood and shadow, they came. Hello, I'm the JJ and JJcanDraw. My friends and I have been playing D&D together for about 8 years. My partner is our forever DM, and he created the world of Lunda Diel for us to play in. We have adventured there through multiple campaigns, playing with different friends through different ages to see how our original characters' choices shaped the world and royally screwed over our new characters. After closing our second campaign, DM realized he had books full of lore, history, and NPCs just taking up space on his shelf. A whole world worth of knowledge just sitting there. So we dusted them off, reached out to a different group of friends, half newbies and half veteran players, and started the journey all over again. Our story begins in a small town by the sea. Siren's Folly is just a smudge on the map. On the coast of the land under the silver moon, this destitute port town languishes with empty buildings and businesses slowly falling apart, unloved and unkempt. In the center of town is a platform with a large, black stone statue of a man wielding a long, curved blade. Weeds grow through the cracks below it. The word traitor and other unsavory messages are sprayed across it. These are the sights that greet our heroes as they make their way through town, 2 by 2, into the Wayward's Chance Tavern. Quilana, the quiet half-elf cleric, arrives with her newly acquired friend and protector, Dees. His kid picked the name for the joke you're thinking of, and it's great. Shh. Dees is a simple half-orc fighter, but not the kind you're thinking of. He's half-orc on one side and half-human on the other side, split down the middle. Yep. Next was Eleonora, the reserved elven ranger, and her friend Azalea, the pink, paranoid, tiefling fire druid. That's me. That's my character, in case you're wondering. Last was Sai, a Shatterkai elven rogue with an unsettling presence, and her companion Nedium, a human paladin with deep slashes across the insignia on his armor. Inside the tavern was a tall, gaunt man wiping down the bar. Another man in a gray sailor's coat and hat was passed out with his hands still clutching a mostly full drink. The surly barkeep introduced himself as Chaucer. He didn't seem thrilled to see us, but we were expected. Sai gestured to the drunken man draped across the bar and asked, "Shouldn't this guy be cut off?" Chaucer shrugged. "You can certainly try." As Sai reached for the man's glass, she felt pressure against her rib and heard a mechanical click. Without even lifting his head, the man had pulled a gun on his would-be liquor thief. Sai quickly released the glass, and the weapon dropped unceremoniously to his lap. Everyone stayed frozen for a moment until... The group had been summoned by a halfling named Renna. In her letters, she promised them work and accommodations, sponsored by a mysterious benefactor who handpicked us himself. He had seen something in each of us, and, according to her, he's never wrong. We are meant to be the town's first adventuring guild. On the tavern board are 3 missions: kill wharf rats, locate a missing person, or find a lost cat. As the group susses each other out for the first time, we debate locating a person or a cat first, because pets are great. Ultimately, we agree to visit the blacksmith with the missing daughter, but we would keep our eyes peeled for cats along the way. Before we can leave, Aiden bumbles into the bar. A cocky and dramatic bard, he's eager for a new audience in town. When he learns we are adventurers, he insists we let him come shadow us for inspiration for his next epic poem. Not wanting to ruffle any more feathers in this place, we agree and head out. Across town, we found Bararm's armory, the blacksmith's shop and home. Ekid Bararm is a large and imposing man with full beard and sun-kissed rough skin. His teenage daughter, Hildy, has been missing for 3 days. We notice he's been frantically hammering out swords that don't remotely match the quality of the ones that he has displayed on his walls. Interviewing him, we learn that 4 nights ago, the two argued over dinner. He stormed off to the tavern to blow off some steam, and in the morning, Hildy was gone. Sai used her skills to examine Hildy's room. It was small, with a single window looking out to the forest that surrounds the outside of town. There were goblin claw marks on the windowsill. Beneath a loose floorboard, she found Hildy's diary. Entries from a week ago about a strange man arguing with Papa. Papa was so upset he went straight to the Wayward's chants. I guess I only need to make supper for myself tonight. Sai's eyes turned from black to red as she rushed back into the other room and got right in Ekid's face. You've been hiding things from us. She wrote about the stranger that's been visiting you, and you didn't say anything. You don't even want your daughter back, do you? All of Ekid's grief and anger bubbled up all at once. With his nose running and tears streaming down his face, he told us everything. How an outsider had come to his door and commanded him to make weapons for the Gildanian army. I would never make anything for the Empire. They're responsible for my wife's death. They're the reason Hildy is growing up without a mother. It didn't matter how many times that man came back, I wasn't going to do it. Then I got this. On fine paper under the seal of the city of Gildan, the letter outlined details of the transfer of weapons in exchange for the safe return of Ekid's little girl. They would meet on the bridge at the edge of town in 1 week's time. The letter was simply signed, Trench. That man had red eyes, just like yours, a black cloak, brass knuckles, and a trench knife. Sai wrapped her fingers around the handle of one of her sai blades reflexively, but stayed silent. Nedium turned his shoulder away from the center of the room where it wouldn't be seen, the shoulder with a pauldron, bearing the scarred remnants of the crest of Gildan. We left Ekid to his work and went in search of supplies. If we could find Hildy before the exchange, Ekid might not have to betray his principles and deliver those weapons at all. Down by the docks, we found a little stand selling potions and tinctures. The purveyor was a small elderly woman named Bailu. Hello, dearies. Welcome to Bailu's Brews. What can I help you find? We told her we were looking for the blacksmith's daughter and needed supplies to venture into the woods. Bailu had known Hildy her whole life and hoped to help. With some encouragement from Sai, she gave us a nice discount on some healing potions. She greeted Aiden, who had been feverishly taking notes on everything we've been doing, and commenting on it as if we couldn't hear him. She passed him his usual tincture, as Dees overheard a couple of sailors talking about clearing out rats. You guys got all the rats already? There goes 10 gold pieces. You snooze, you lose, buddy, they sneered back at him. They're really not bad guys. A young boy walking behind the sailors apologized for the grown men's attitudes and introduced himself to the group as Handles, a deckhand on one of the regular ships in town. Handles and Bailu gave us some insight about the goblin trouble they've been having for some time now. We walked away with a better idea of where to look for Hildy. With the day slipping away, the party decided to head back to the tavern and rest up before heading out on our search in the morning. On our way back, we met one more person. In front of the graffitied statue, a large man in a long black cloak paced around the square. His hood was up and a scarf obscured his face. If you've got magic, I've got coin, is all anyone could manage to get him to say. As unsettling as he appeared to the party, no one else in town batted an eye at him. Without any magic items to sell, we left him there to continue his monotonous march around the square. Back at the Wayward's chants, Renna set us up with rooms for the ladies and the men upstairs. With heads full of new information, and somehow, still not enough, one by one, we drifted off to sleep. This is both an abridged and embellished retelling of our D&D sessions in a homebrew setting the DM himself calls derivative. Playing this game has been a labor of love that has bonded a group of relative strangers through an imaginary war, loss, triumphs, and fire. These videos are purely meant to entertain, and I will do my best to cite any time we reference another's creation or borrow from other creators. The world was designed to entertain us around our dining room table. I hope you find this retelling of our antics as fun and silly as we do. If you would like to know what happens next, like the video and subscribe. It will help motivate me to stick to a schedule and keep our journey going. Episodes will also be posted to the free tier on JJcanDraw Patreon. Thank you for watching, and I hope to have you back for session 2.